guys, Pulaski, come back with another review. This one is of J.C. Chandor's All Is Lost. Been looking forward to this for a long time now, okay? I first saw the trailer a few months ago, and finally it's now getting an expansion somewhere near me, so here we go. Saw this movie with a good friend of mine. He liked it as well, but he's not here to review it with me, so this is my take. Anyway, All Is Lost stars Robert Redford and the sea. So, there you go. That's the cast list right there, and directed by J.C. Chandor. And Robert Redford's character's movie is so minimalist. Robert Redford's character doesn't even have a name, okay? So, but the little things he does can kind of give you a very vague idea about him. So we see he's like an experienced seafarer, okay? So he obviously knows what he's doing out in the water because of the way he responds to certain things as a whole being ripped into his boat because of a large shipping crate that fell off, presumably a larger cruise ship, okay? So that's what the movie starts with him, sort of like at the end. Then it shows what happened during the beginning. He's basically out on the sea with his boat. This boat is a very large boat, okay, which I believe might serve as his home, but we don't know. So what we learn though is, like I say, a shipping crate crashes through the side of his boat, okay, leaving a huge hole. It floods like everything in his home, his mattress, his couch, his oven and everything is ruined, and so he winds up trying to paint over that and like trying to fix trying to fix the hole in the wall. Then what winds up happening though is a big storm is approaching too, so now he's got to survive a storm in a wrecked boat, along with trying to figure out how to get some help, okay? He's got a radio, but the radio breaks down. He can't get any signal or anything. We don't really know where in the ocean he exactly is. So that's All Is Lost, okay? It's a tale of survival, alright? And I like this movie a lot. Not as much as I was hoping to, but I like it. The film's biggest flaw is its biggest strength, okay? You get very few movies like that nowadays, but the biggest thing about this movie that I love is that the movie keeps a lot of things vague, okay? You don't know really much about this guy, but because of just human sympathy and even maybe empathy. I mean, I don't know if empathy is kind of the right word for that, but I mean, just because of human sympathy and human emotions, you feel for this guy because of his situation, okay? That's a basic human characteristic, is to feel bad for somebody, okay? But it gets harder not knowing about him, okay? And that's the flaw with the movie, I think, is that there's no character to him. I mean, so a lot of our reactions, though, there's a lot of, like, self-contemplation in the movie. There's a lot of just thought going on in a viewer's head, like, trying to piece together everything in the movie. You know, what's happening, what's going on, how do we respond to this event, how do we respond to that event. It's just a lot of ambiguity towards a lot of events in the movie. And I like that, okay? I like that. I think that's alright. But, I mean, it gets harder. By the end of the movie, you kind of wish you would have known something about this guy, alright? But, I mean, you can tell, like I say, you know, during the movie, he's very calm during this, okay? He's not panicked. He can keep his cool. So, in return, there's no, like nervous or jitteriness during, throughout the audience, because we can see that he actually knows what he's doing. He's either been through something similar to this, or just knows how to contain himself when all is lost, pretty much, okay? I like Robert Redford, okay? Robert Redford, the movie rests entirely on him, and the fact that he does a lot of this with, like, minimal facial expressions and just very minimal, just very minimal reactions in general, like physical or, expressive reactions to everything. Then, he's very collective in this movie, and that's just a way to put it, okay? He's very collective. He's a real controlled performer. I haven't seen a whole ton of Redford movies, but I do think that this one, since he's the only actor in the movie, a lion's weight is on him as a performer and the believability. But when he has no character, really, and he has no backstory, I mean, you can say that it really rests on his performance, but his performance is kind of just comprised of a lot of subtle movements and just, quick thinking actions, okay? I like that, though. I think that's cool, and I like Redford in this movie, okay? But I mean, there again, it could really be any actor, just as long as they know how to keep their facial expressions down to a minimum, and just their emotions, because there's maybe 8 lines of dialogue in the movie. There's not a lot of talking. It's 106 minutes. It feels like 106 minutes, okay? I gotta admit that. It feels very long, and it feels kind of exhausting in a way, but it is definitely worth checking out. It didn't give me the same emotional leverage that I felt with Life of Pi. I think Life of Pi did that a lot better. Life of Pi did it better in terms of character too. But I like how there's no flashbacks in this movie. I like how for 106 minutes we are out on sea. And I love and hate the fact we don't get any backstory on this guy. I really do. I mean, even the ending too. You know, the ending is very well done as well. I think it doesn't contradict the movie's motto of not revealing too much, but it also doesn't go in like, you know what I mean, go way too minimalist to the point where you just feel like you're alienated. You almost feel cheated as an audience member. I really enjoyed this movie. Out of 4 stars, I'm giving it a 3.5 on an influx scale. That's an A- in my opinion. I enjoyed the movie. Check it out. It's definitely a great film. I mean, and like I said, it just adds to the collection of excellent films we've been grateful for this fall. You know, Gravity, Captain Phillips, 12 Years a Slave, Bad Grandpa, Prisoners. Some tremendous movies out nowadays. Definitely check this film out. Thank you guys for watching. Sub if you haven't. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.